DRS100 Heat A with driver number 6, Samuel Cunliffe, set to start from pole position. You can see him on the left-hand side of your screen. Championship leader. Number 2, Callum Gunning, on the outside of the front row of the grid. Engines are fired, and out they come. Here is your full starting lineup. Samuel Cunliffe in kart 6, Callum Gunning in kart 2. George Whitehouse will start on the inside of row number 2, kart 114, alongside Thomas Harvey in kart number 8. Row 3 sees number 9, Ben Gartside, start alongside number 101, Dylan Brierley. With row 4, rookie William Vincent in kart 126 and Joe Sheppy in kart number 123. Row number 5, Henry Foote in kart 138 and Rowan Campbell-Pilling in kart 104. Alicia Palmowski starts on the inside of row 6 in kart number 125 alongside Oscar Walmsley-Jones in kart number 128. The 7th and final row of the grid, number 137, Owen Johns, and number 100, Thomas Davidson. But watch for Thomas Davidson. He gambled on slicks in qualifying and it didn't quite pay off. But a quick word about Owen Johns in kart number 137. He began his first ever kart race was at Shennington early this year. Since then, he has lost 3 stone in weight to get himself in better race condition, and it is working, getting quicker and quicker and closer to front-running pace. And of course, he has never done any outdoor karting. Owen Johns never done any outdoor karting other than the Daniel Ricciardo series. He has gone in at the deep end and is really working hard to get himself up to speed. So, Samuel Cunliffe, you can see the fingers going in the air. They will go around one more time. Now, it does look as though we've got a couple of people, if not everybody, on slick tyres. So, there's Cunliffe on slicks, Gunning on slicks.
I don't understand why they fucking do this. They see another rolling up lap.
Out of turn number 3 we go. So has anybody gambled to stay on wet? It's gone the other way that quickly. Now at the back of the grid, who's that coming through? Right at the back of the field there. Could be Ben Gartside possibly, trying to catch up to the pack. Nope, Gartside is there. It is the number 128 kart. Now, looking at the screen to see if there's anybody on wet tyres, and I don't think there is. So I think everybody now on slicks for this one. Now we have lights out, DRS100 Heat A underway. Cunliffe leads into turn number 1, 8 minutes plus a lap. Around the outside, all 14 drivers through the outside of turn number 1 cleanly. Oh, and a little bit of a problem there. That is up over the back. Number 128 of Oscar Walmsley-Jones. I think that was going at the back of Gartside. And a spin further back for number 137, Owen Johns. Cunliffe leads, Gunning second. Cunliffe's made a very, very good start. There's a lot more jostling back in the pack. But Samuel Cunliffe away cleanly up at the front of the field. Gunning second. That's Thomas Harvey in kart number 8 in third. George Whitehouse is fourth in kart number 114 with a bright green race suit on. Fifth is Dylan Brierley in kart number 101. Sixth is number 123 of Joe Sheppy. Henry Foote is seventh. Then Alicia Palmowski in eighth. Rowan Campbell-Pilling is ninth. Ben Gartside after that incident is down to 10th. With Will Vincent 11th, Thomas Davidson already up to 12th, Oscar Walmsley-Jones after that incident down in 13th, and at the back after a spin, Owen Johns. All 14 drivers in the race, but what a start from Sam Cunliffe. 1.5 seconds in front of Callum Gunning at the end of lap number 1. Now Gunning has got one eye on the race win, another eye squarely on the championship, and he just needs to maintain station. He doesn't want to get involved in any unnecessary roughness. Staying in the top 5 all day, and that will be enough for Callum Gunning The 15-year-old driver from Herne Bay comes down towards turn number 3. He is keeping Thomas Harvey, George Whitehouse, Dylan Brierley, Joe Sheppy. Oh, and a spin behind. That was number 138, Henry Foote, going off. And, was that Whitehouse? It was 138, Henry Foote. So a great opening couple of laps from the rookie driver. And I think he is on wet tyres there. So maybe the wet tyres are giving up a lot of grip. So, you can see he's got all sorts of mud on his wet tyres, and it was, wet tyres there for Henry Foote. So, of course, the wet tyres, they offer a lot of grip, but then suddenly they can offer no grip at all when they overheat. It's like driving on ball bearings. Callum Gunning, meanwhile, very carefully, just tiptoeing through turn number 3, past the area of the track where Foote went off last time around. And there's another one going off at the exit of turn number 3. That's Ben Gartside in the tyres in kart number 9, out of 8th place. Now he's on slick tyres, so he just understeered wide on slick tyres, so it's still treacherous. Now you can see why Callum Gunning is maybe going so tentatively on slick tyres in 2nd place. He's almost allowed Cunliffe to break clear and say, okay, you go off and win this race. I've got more important things to worry about. But at the end of lap number 4, it's Cunliffe by 1.5 seconds over Gunning, with Harvey 3rd. Then it's Whitehouse 4th. You're looking at on your screens now. Brierley 5th. Here's the replay. And there's Henry Foote just understeering wide on wet tyres. And you can just see the back end of the kart. He wanted those wet tyres to bite. They didn't. He went off. He regained the track, but he is back down in 12th position. Now Ben Gartside is a lap down in 14th place. Here comes George Whitehouse to pass Thomas Harvey to the inside of turn number 1. Harvey down to 4th. Whitehouse up into P3. There's a great 4-kart battle, because just behind them is Dylan Brierley and Joe Sheppy. Sheppy in kart number 1, 2, 3 now looks to the inside of Brierley, and he makes it. But of course, people don't want to run too wide coming out of turn number 3 there. That's where we've seen 2 drivers go off. Alicia Palmowski in kart number 125 has now joined the back of this group. You see a race leader, Sam Cunliffe. His lead is coming down ever so slightly. So Gunning in kart 2, and then this battle on your screen, the 114 of Whitehouse, the number 8 of Harvey, the number 101 of Brierley, the number 123 of Sheppy, and the number 125 of Palmowski. They're all closing in on the race leader. Behind them, there's a big gap back to Thomas Davison up into 8th place. Then it is Will Vincent, Rowan Campbell-Pilling, Oscar Walmsley-Jones, Henry Foote, Owen Johns, and Ben Gartside. Sheppy to the inside of Harvey, makes the move at turn number 3, and that puts Sheppy into P4 in kart number 1, 2, 3. And there's, just flicking out of your screen there, is your race leader Sam Cunliffe. Callum Gunning under a little bit of pressure now from George White. Oh, and Oscar Walmsley-Jones has gone off again on slick tyres. That's the 2nd time that he has been in trouble. This time up at turn number 3, the 12-year-old from Stratford-upon-Avon. Here's the scrap for 2nd place. Callum Gunning in P2. In kart 2, leads the number 114 of George Whitehouse and Thomas Harvey in the number 8 kart. Watching and waiting. Alicia Palmowski sets the fast lap of the race. 39.713 seconds. Palmowski side by side with Harvey just behind this group. Cunliffe is 2 seconds up the road. So this scrap is for 2nd place, is allowing race leader Samuel Cunliffe in kart number 6 to break clear. Cunliffe, then it's Whitehouse. Sheppy in 4th. Then it's Harvey, Palmowski. Behind Palmowski, a little bit of a gap to Brierley back in 7th place. Davison is 8th. Campbell-Pilling is now 9th, ahead of Vincent in 10th. Gunning defends 2nd place. Here comes Sheppy up the inside of Whitehouse. And Joe Sheppy, who's been nibbling away at the ankles of George Whitehouse like a Jack Russell in need of attention. He now moves into 3rd position, and Sheppy sets his sights on 2nd place driver Callum Gunning. In fact, Joe Sheppy very, very strong. Oh, he almost hooks a nose underneath the rear bumper of Gunning's kart there. Gunning checks over his shoulder to see that Sheppy's there. Sheppy looks to the inside into turn number 1. Sheppy looks like he's made a move. Palmowski also goes past Tom Harvey for 5th position. So Sheppy up into P2 now. No, he's not. In fact, Sheppy ran wide coming out of turn number 1. He made the move going into turn number 1, then ran wide. Gunning fights back to move back into P2. In fact, Sheppy's lost momentum, and Sheppy is down to 4th place now. So Whitehouse moves back into 3rd, and that has allowed Gunning to break clear. So Sheppy obviously running a little bit wide on the exit of turn number 1. Gunning capitalises. Palmowski, meanwhile, sets her sight on Sheppy and Whitehouse through turn number 1. Palmowski, the 12-year-old driver from Glossop, comes out of turn number 2. Gunning on your screen, just flicks out of your screen there. He is 2nd. 3rd is Whitehouse, the green race suit. Then it's number 1, 2, 3 of Sheppy, and then number 1, 2, 5 of Palmowski. Thomas Harvey is 6th in cart number 8 with the red race suit, and then Dylan Brierley 7th in cart number 101. So the top 7. Well, oh, and they're going past Owen Johns. Oh, and they catch him right in the S's there. And Johns gets out of the way. I mean, he couldn't do anything about getting caught right in the S's. But so Sheppy and Palmowski get caught out a little bit. New fast lap for the race leader, Sam Cunliffe, 39.255 into the final 30 seconds of this heat race. And once again, Gunning has been caught by Whitehouse. So Callum Gunning doesn't seem to have the outright pace of his pursuers. He's keeping them behind just by racing nous. Every time somebody tries to pass him for second, Gunning almost suckers them into making a mistake. They run wide, lose time, and Gunning escapes. And then the chasing pack reel him back in. The race clock is going to strike 0. So Cunliffe is on what will be his penultimate race lap. Gunning defends into turn number 3, and here comes Alicia Palmowski around the outside of Whitehouse. She's just about got racing room. Whitehouse is going to be on the outside, Palmowski on the inside for turn number 4. Palmowski at the P3. Whitehouse down to 4th, Sheppy down to 5th, Harvey down to 6th, Callum Gunning still holding on. Through the chicane we go. Around turn number 7. To the line, Cunliffe has taken the win. 2nd for Gunning, 3rd for Palmowski, 4th for Whitehouse. Sheppy is 5th. Riley finishes 7th, followed by Davison in 8th, 9th for Rowan Campbell-Pilling, 10th for Will Vincent, and Walmsley Jones in 11th, Gartside 12th, Foot 13th, and Owen Johns in 40th. But there, with a rather skewiff NASA panel, it has to be said. Not sure what's happened there. Looks like one of the NASA panel brackets is broken. So, all on his own, Sam Cunliffe, despite the NASA panel bracket breaking on him, he wins that one. Lights to flag in DRS100. Coming back to Parc Ferme. Good, strong result there from Sam Cunliffe. Sam Cunliffe, who is trying to overturn a 12-point deficit to Thomas Harvey for 3rd of the championship and a 13-point deficit over Harry Graham for 2nd in the championship. Well, that is a perfect score so far for Samuel Cunliffe. Things going well. Harry Graham, he will try and fight back in the next heat. You will see on your screens, courtesy of our timing partners, our live streaming partners, Alpha Live, coming up very shortly. Still the sun shines, and that is the first time we have seen a slick shod heat all day. Every one of the drivers, apart from Henry Foote, on slick tyres. Samuel Cunliffe, who didn't set the fastest lap of the race, that went to Alicia Palmowski at 38.820. But it does seem as though slick tyres now the order of the day here at Hooton Park for round 8 of the Daniel Ricciardo Series. Next race coming up very shortly.